The dawn of another huge tournament is upon us. It's funny enough that we are ending the 24 season and the big ones are now coming. Well, we'll keep enjoying all of them from start to finish. My name is Slimo. I'll be your host for this big one coming. The big one, the next gen tournament, brought to you by Melcom Sports Arcadia. We are inside Melcom, where the North Industrial area, everything is about to go down from start to finish. It will look crazy. I know the players are buzzing. Everybody wants to know the rules, the prizes, everything that will be going down tomorrow live at 11 a.m. And to be honest with you, you've got to stick and stay with the stream because we're having the live draw. It's 32 invited players that will go into the matchups. And I mean, I've already seen the prizes and they look incredible already. I'm talking about one of the best prize pools you've seen this year. And I followed almost every single tournament. So I can compare to a lot of the tournaments that have come up. And you can tell that this one is certainly a huge one that nobody wants to miss. So like I said, the next gen gamers tournament. Another exciting one that will come in with a lot of expectations because the 32 players that I've invited, in my opinion, some of the best in the country. They've proven to us in the season that they could be some of the best around. And for this one, I think Melcom has done a wonderful, wonderful job in partnership with Arcadia inside here, North Industrial area. Once again, my name is Slimo, taking you through the live draw. And tomorrow I'll be on commentary duty for this grand one. It's certainly going to be an exciting one. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, this one is brought to you by Melcom Sports Arcadia, where everything will be held down. I mean, the setup is already looking crazy. I can't wait for you guys to see it. We will be partnered by the Esports Association of Ghana, making this one happen as well. We have Pizza Hut will also be huge partners on board. On the Rocks, another huge company to partner this one and go. We have Sip and Cafe also in there as well. So it's huge brands coming on board to make this one a memorable one. FC24, it's been a year that you can say there haven't been too many tournaments at the start. But at the finish, where we are almost a week or 2 weeks into SC25, you can certainly tell that we are finishing it with a bang. And thanks to the Esports Association of Ghana for getting this deal done. And then, of course, Melcom Plus and Arcadia for setting things up. So with that out of the way, 32 players ready to be drawn into 4 separate groups, but we'll not be playing in group stages. It is going to be double elimination, 95 overall. Double elimination, 95 overall. So we'll have 4 separate matches in each group. So there will be 8 players in group 1, 2, 3, 4. But it will be double elimination, not group stages. I'll let you guys know how the format and everything will work later. But for the 32 players, they are currently on your screens. You can see how they'll be positioned, and then we'll get into the live draw. So it seems like everything is ready, and then we can have everything ongoing. So we'll kickstart our live draw for our next gen gamers tournament to find out who will be the first person to be picked. Remember that these 32 players have been invited only, the best players around. They will be Notorious to kick things off for us. Notorious will start things off. Remember that every single one of these players, I think almost 28 or 30 are part of esports teams. So certainly it will be esports teams versus esports teams. We have 15 different teams that have got players representing, and certainly it should be a very, very exciting one. All of those who are asking questions in the comment section, I'll come and then reply each and every one of them. But we'll find out who Notorious faces. Notorious already making his way in group 1. So who does Notorious face on match day 1? And certainly in round 1, he'll take on Kevinci to start things off. Notorious versus Kevinci. If I still want to kick us off, it will certainly will be an interesting tournament. Let's find out who is next in group 1 on our wheel of fortune. The 32 players down to 30 now. Who joins them in group 1? We find out, seem like maybe, just maybe, it is going to be Kyran, the 15-year-old. I don't know if he's 16-year-old, but I will still consider him the 15-year-old who set the whole esports community alight with that wonderful, excellent tournament a few months ago with the K24 qualifiers. It's also in the mix. We find out who his round 1 matchup will be. He takes on Saint Starson very early on in the tournament. The 15-year-old will come up against the veteran, so really test his laurels pretty early. Remember that it's double elimination. Even if you lose that first game, you will be dropped down to the loser bracket. Let's find out who joins them in group 1. We've got 4 more players to join them in that first set for our loser bracket. For the double elimination round 1. Parker, Roots Esports Parker. After 6 Esports Parker will also be in Group 1. Certainly, he's someone that I think did start the season well, and it just ended after 6 Esports Ultimate Hub Elite Tournament. Also proved that he can be one of the best around on his day, and certainly he is one to look at as well. Parker will take on, interestingly, the names left on the list. Certainly, there are no easy games here, no easy fixtures at all. He'll be taking on DJ Juvenile. Well, we've already got a fixture that I'm sure everybody will be looking at and saying, yeah, certainly round 1 must be crazy at this point, because if you've got DJ Juvenile versus Parker already starting round 1 in Group 1, then it is going to be crazy. Let's find out our last matchups for Group 1. We'll see who joins the Group 1. Already looks really, really enticing, and it will be Konka. Konka will join them in round 1. It's been a down year for Konka, in my opinion, because when I got to the scene, the kind of player that Konka was, we've had a dip in form from him this season, but ending this season with a banger, if he's able to pull through with this tournament and finish into the latter stages, then certainly Konka will make a lot of noise. Who does Konka take on in the early stages of the tournament? It will be Play Provinces Prince Jonas, another feisty fixture. So Group 1 already looks intense. When I'm saying Group 1, it doesn't mean it's all play off. We have set them together. They'll be playing in double elimination format, where we had, I think, Kyran. We also saw Kyran, he'll be playing against Starsen. We had Parker versus Juvenile, and now we'll have Konka and Prince Jonas all in that bracket playing for that double elimination format, and that will complete Group 1. Let's head into Group 2 now. Group 2, to see who will start the group early for them. We'll have Shizi to start for them. I think Shizi newly signed on to Roots Esports, and I like the initiative from Roots Esports, where they're kind of unearthing talents that we haven't really heard about. So he's someone that is new onto the scene, and the new players, when they play in their first big tournaments, they like to make big statements. I'll be looking closely at how that player also performs. Who will the Roots Esports man be facing early? It's going to be UG. Shizi versus UG to kickstart that second group around, and certainly another game to look out for, because 2 players who kind of feel like a lot of people don't really know about. But when you've got players like this, where you've not got a lot of data on them, or you've not seen them play too much, sometimes they can pull up surprises, and that's the beauty of our esports team, with emerging new talent here and there every single time. We'll find out who joins them in Group 2. Still a lot of names on the list to look out for. It will be Panic, and I'm learning that Panic is gaming AI actually from Prime Lord. So Panic will also be in Group 2. The Prime Lords man will be in Group 2. For him, I kind of feel like the expectations from his team members is that gaming AI will blossom and then transition into one of the best players around. But he still not had the platform to be able to produce. So we still need to see him perform well in tournaments, and maybe this could be that perfect tournament for us to see gaming AI perform at the highest level. We find out who he takes on in his round 1 matchup in Group 2. Certainly, it will be a huge matchup for him, seeing that he'll be taking on Kwesi Sam. Look, some of the names here are new to me. Maybe they are old names, but they're using different names right now. But Kwesi Sam is not someone I've heard about too much. So it's also a newbie coming onto the scene. Maybe I know him, but for now, the names that we've gotten, Kwesi Sam isn't someone that is too familiar within the esports community. And I like this a lot. We are seeing new players coming into the scene. We'll discover new talents, and certainly will bring a lot of excitement to the tournament. If you just joined, this is the Next Gen Tournament live draw. Our 32 players being drawn into their matchups, and Play Provinces Corps will be in Group 2. Play Provinces Corps will be in Group 2. I mean, Corps, what a season he's had already. Accra Esports Week, the very first tournament this year, he was able to pull through with a huge win on that big stage. And then certainly online, he's been making a lot of noise with a lot of rank 1s. I think he was the first Ghanaian player to make a rank 1. And certainly the just ended after 6 esports tournament also performed really, really well. Corps' first matchup will be against Dakar. Interestingly, look, I've been impressed with the improvements from some of Dakar's performances. I think I witnessed him at was it I think Hits FM rep your jersey, and that's why I kind of feel like he's really improved on his game. He was also at the Community Esports Championship and certainly has left a mark for himself. But he's able to really do battle against Cubs in round one and possibly push Cubs down to the loser bracket. Then I'm sure a lot of eyes will be on him. We'll finish our matchups in Group 2 to find out who joins the rest in Group 2. It will be Kaswa Tex, who there's been a huge announcement from. Kaswa Tex has officially been signed by Prime Lords. He's joining the likes of Gaming AI and Faculty de Luni into Prime Lord. So Kaswatex also moving from Play Province to Prime Lord is an excellent deal for Prime Lords. I think they are now bolstering their roster to that level that we expect them to have. And his first matchup is not going to come easy at all. It will come against the After 6-man Big Ups to kick things off for his round one matchup as well. So I think that's the end for Group 2, right? That's the end for Group 2. So we've got Group 1 settled, Group 2 settled. Now we can head on to Group 3 for our last players remaining. Our last 16 players actually remaining. We still got big players in there. There's Montana, Mulish, Wonder Kid, Guy Kobe. Well, speaking of Wonder Kid and Guy Kobe, it will be the Osmos Esports man to break the ice in Group 3. He will be in Group 3. And look, Kobe, I mean, his performance in the After 6 Esports tournament to his level, by his standards, kind of feel like it wasn't the best from him. But he'll have another chance to showcase what he can do. And this time, we are not playing an ultimate team. So for those who prefer playing in kickoff and 95 overall mode, and I think it's tailor-made for them. And I feel like Guy Kobe, when it comes to 95 overall mode, certainly one of the best around. He made us remember that those things that he was doing in the crossover esports tournament, and certainly he can pull up with such a performance in this tournament to also make noise. No way he's playing Dels again. If you're familiar with the esports and you've been following Ghana esports with the esports FC Pro players, you know Guy Kobe versus Delphs. It's a matchup that we had in the recent After 6 Ultimate Hub Elite tournament, and it was one that went back and forth the whole time, and they'll face each other again. Will revenge be on the cards? We'll find out. But the first matchup for Group 3 is already looking crazy. Can we have another big one in Group 3? We'll spin the wheel again to find out who joins them. Again, it seems like Dels and Guy Kobe, they were just meant for each other. Senam Excel, the player all the way from Volta region, will be representing tomorrow. Remember that the tournament will be starting 11 a.m. sharp, as we'll have the Volta region representative also making his way here. Who Senam Excel be playing also in Group 3? We find out as we spin that wheel. Excel's first game will come up against Wicked and Jovial. That's Kalu for those of you who don't know. And for Kalu, it's been an up and down season. Performed all in the Team Music tournament by Ultimate Battle. Was a mixed bag for him in the After 6 Ultimate Hub Elite tournament. Was actually disqualified at a point, so we didn't get to see the full potential and how good Kalu still is. But this tournament certainly will give him the platform to do that. He also joined the rest in Group 3, who joins the likes of Dels and Guy Kobe also in Group 3. We'll see. That group is not looking easy at all. Wonder Kid will be in that bracket as well. So we've got Guy Kobe, Dels, Kalu, Excel, and now Wonder Kid also finding himself in that bracket. Looking juicy already. We'll kick Wonder Kid's round one fixture certainly should be an interesting one to watch. He's not going to have it easy at all. You come up against Bra Kweku. That's our third matchup in Group 3. We'll find out our last matchup pretty soon. But for Wonder Kid, I mean, the season has been indifferent from him. He's played multiple genre of games. He's performed well in some of them. I mean, NBA 2K did perform well. At the time, eFootball did perform well as well. But things have certainly changed for him. And After 6 Esports Ultimate Hub Elite tournament, I was expecting him to go further deep into the latter stages of the tournament, but certainly you kind of feel like this tournament could be tailor-made for the Virtual Union man. Who joins them as the final matchups for Group 3? We find out, and it will be Canvic Records Mbappe. I think certainly that bracket is looking like the group of death at this point. Like, there are no easy fixtures anywhere, I'm saying, but Group 3, be the caliber of names with Mbappe coming off the back of that Ultimate Hub Elite tournament by after 60 Sports and Ultimate Battle, getting to that final, and now a few days later coming to play this one. I know he's seriously on hits there. We'll find out who Mbappe also plays as well. The final player for that group looks like it might just be his teammates' choice, but I look like maybe he was going to have a matchup with Faculty, but it's going to be an all-convict affair to finish things off in Group 3. So that's it for Group 3. Like I said, Group 3 is not going to be easy at all. We've got Wonder Kid, Guy Kobe, Dels, Excel, Mbappe, and now Choice Bada. Anybody who comes up from that group is certainly going to really feel the heat because big battles all around. Let's finish it up with the last 8 players remaining for Group 4 in a double elimination tournament. Hanchu, the Osmos man. Since he was signed on to Osmos, hasn't hit the ground running yet, but this tournament is also a perfect opportunity for him to do that. A lot of players will be looking at this tournament and saying, hey, if I can go find this tournament, then I'll put a lot of respect on my name, give myself a lot of momentum going into FC25, and that's the same case for Hanchu as well. Hanchu has options of Faculty. We'll see Mulish, Rainy Jr., Malvin, a lot of players in there. Anyways, not an easy one at all. His first matchup going to be the JL Legends man, La Vista, to start things off, and is looking mad already. First fixture in Group 4 will be Hancho versus La Vista. In that group, we'll also have Malvin. Malvin will also be in that final group for a double elimination side of things. Malvin, who does he face? We'll find out where the likes of Faculty, Mulish. I don't know who registered with FC24, but maybe it's a mystery player in there, so we'll see. And certainly when I did make mention of FC24, we'll have Malvin versus FC24. If somebody go fit name in team or in self as FC24, then you know it's not going to be an easy matchup as well. So they will kick things off for us in that group as well. We'll find out the last 4 players and the order in which they will be playing. There's Montana, Faculty, Mulish, and it will be Rainy Jr. to start for us. For the last 4 players who will Rainy Jr. be facing in that final group, there's Faculty, Montana, or Mulish. And it's going to be crazy to find out. Well, let's spin that wheel and see who that last group will be featuring. Rainy Jr. will be taking on... Is it going to be Convicts Montana? Certainly. It will be Convicts Montana. And the last 2 men standing is going to be Faculty and Mulish. I mean, Group 4 doesn't look bad at all. My personal group of death is that third bracket with Wonder Kid, Guy Kobe, and all of them there. But Group 4 doesn't look like an easy one at all. And it's going to be a crazy bloodbath. So for those of you who just joined, for the players, for the fans, everybody who just joined and wasn't able to hear the fixtures that we set for you guys, we've written everything down, so I'll be reading them out to you. In set A, or in Group A, it's going to be Notorious versus Kevinci for round 1, Kyran versus St. Starson, feisty fixture in round 1 also, Parker versus Juvenile, Kunka versus Jonas for set A. For set B, will be Shizi versus UG to start things off for them. O Panic versus Chrissy Sam, Cops will take on Daka, Castle Atex versus Big Ups for set B. For set C, personally, the best set so far, the group of death, the bloodbath, that's where the craziness will be happening, will be in set C, where Guy Kobe will take on Dels to kick things up for us. Senam Excel and Wicked and Jovial will lock horns there. Wonder Kid and Brakweku will also be round 1 fixture there, and then Mbappe versus Choice Bada. Finally, the last set, which we just saw, will have Hancho and La Vista facing off Malvin versus FC24, who we don't know who that is, and then we'll have Rainy Jr., Montana, and finally Mulish versus Faculty. So, I mean, enticing fixtures all over. You can tell that the tournament is going to be as grand as it can get. And look, the arena already looks set. The console stations have been set. Everybody is raring to go. And I can't wait to tell you guys the prices. But for now, you guys will have to hold your own. Remember that the prices are huge. And if I tell you the prices are some of the biggest we've had this year, then certainly you have to have everything on lockdown. You have to play your A game to certainly go far in this tournament. So the rules have been spelled out. 95 overall, double elimination, 4 minutes per half. It will be home and away for each fixture as well. Every single fixture, we will have home and away. So you've got to have in mind that you have a lot of opportunities because home and away 4 minutes, that's a lot of time for you to execute, for you to do your damage in FC24. And at this point in the game, if home and away is not enough for you, then I don't know what you're doing because the tournament is providing an excellent platform for you. So 95 overall, 4 minutes home and away. And then the key rule to look at is no 5 back and 3 back formations allowed. No 5 back, no 3 back formations allowed. That is the rule set for this tournament. And I feel like for these formations, it's been banned throughout the whole of the year in competitive tournaments. So a lot of players are familiar with them. But for those of you who are new, kindly start training with them. No 5 back, no 3 back formations allowed. So 95 overall, 4 minutes per half, home and away. No 5 back, no 3 back to finish us off. I hope you enjoyed how the live draw did go down right here on Ultimate Battle on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channel. Remember, this tournament, Next Gen tournament, brought to you by Melcom Plus, Arcadia. We've got the Esports Association of Ghana coming on board to make this one possible. The Arts Kitchen, Sip Cafe, On the Rocks, and then Pizza Hut all on board to make this one happen. Next Gen tournament, can't wait for it to begin tomorrow, 11 a.m. Be there. You don't want to miss all of the games. Most of the games, will be live streamed so we can enjoy all of the fun. Once again, my name is Slimo. It was great seeing you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m., where all of the showdown begins. Who gets to be crowned champion and some crazy prizes to be won. There's big money to be won as well. Come through tomorrow. Enjoy all of the action right here where all of the action goes down. The Next Gen tournament coming live 11 a.m. tomorrow. Be there.